Hey Bayek, it's me, and in today's video I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who, the golden age of the third and fourth Doctor. Now this story is Doctor Who and the Silurians from 1970. Now straight away you're saying, why did you put Doctor Who in? There's a bit of contention of what happened here, but it never happened again. That Doctor Who was in the title. And there it is. So, I mean, it is known as the Silurians, but officially in the title, it's there Doctor Who and the Silurians. So that's what I've put it down as. Now, this is a 7-part story. Crikey, you're saying 7 parts. It's the second story of the 7th season. Yes, the second story. This is the Doctor now really making his mark in this series, as he'd already done in, of course, Spearhead from Space, the very first colour episodes and the very first story of this season of the third Doctor. Yes, it's all a new era. This is 7 parts, and it was transmitted between 31st of January 1970 to the 14th of March 1970. That's a long time, 7 weeks, isn't it? Yeah. Now, we've got the producers just in. Barry Letts was just really getting in started, and the script editor was Terence Dix. Now, it's written by Malcolm Hulke. Malcolm Hulke, he was the co-writer of The Faithless Ones from 1967. The War Games, 1969, was a co-writer. The Ambassadors of Death, 1970, which is the next story after this. He was a co-writer of that. Then, as a writer himself, without any co-writers, is Colony in Space, 1971. And The Sea Devils, yes, The Sea Devils, 1972. He wrote that. And they're a kind of link with the Silurians, the Sea Devils. Yeah, what a great classic episode The Sea Devils is. But yeah. So he's created these alien characters, all very based on each other. We've got Frontier in Space from 1973, and then his last story is Invasion of the Dinosaurs, 1974. So he's got quite a bit of involvement in Doctor Who in terms of writing, and I know he wrote quite a few of the Target books as well, adaptions. Then it's directed by Timothy Coombe, who is not really known in terms of Doctor Who. He did The Mind of Evil, 1971. But I find his direction very interesting, and particularly over the 7 episodes. He has a certain style. And he does talk about that on the special features, which is interesting. So it's a very interesting his take on Doctor Who and how he's, in knowing about the filming, all the limitations and what he does. He does a great job. Now, we've got the usual studio work, but we've got the location. That's at Marylebone Station and Hankley Common, and there was a lot of building of the sets involved, particularly the caves, which is quite a thing. They just couldn't go and film the caves, inside caves. It was just easier to build them in the studio. And that's why I did. Great sets, though, as usual with Doctor Who. Let's go through the cast then. John Pertwee is the third Doctor. Caroline John. Liz Shaw. And she's into the role now, I think. I like her. She's a sort of an interesting companion. She's very intelligent. She's very independent. And I like her. Yeah, she's good. Then we've got Nicholas Courtney as the Brigadier. It's interesting to note that unit are developing. The uniform's even different. It's the original sort of light uniform we've got. But that's going to all come and develop. But this is, don't forget, the first season of the third Doctor. But anyhow, he's there. Nicholas Courtney, already brilliant in the role. Then let's go into the rest of the cast. Fulton Mackay, he plays Dr. Quinn. Fulton Mackay, well, he's known in many circles. I was looking at the films he was in. He was in a horror film, Nothing But the Night, with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing from 1973. Not a Hammer one, though, another one. He was also in the very popular film Local Hero from 1983. But of course, he's known as Mr. Mackay in the TV series Porridge from 1976. 1974 to 1977. It was a very popular series with Ronnie Barker, and he played the character Mr. Mackay really well, very popular. Then we've got another familiar face, Peter Miles, playing Dr. Lawrence. You see Peter Miles and think, oh, I've seen him somewhere. Well, he was in Invasion of the Dinosaurs, 1974, but the role I think you all know him in, he was in Genesis of the Daleks from 1975. What a role he was in that. He was great. And here he is. He's good in this. He's got that villain. He always has that sort of villainy kind of character. I mean, he's not a direct villain in this story, but he's got that. He's got that wonderful thing. And also, he was in 2 episodes of Blake 7. He was in Seek, Locate, and Destroy 1978. And The Trial, 1979. Blake 7, always good connections with Doctor Who. Then we've got Norman Jones playing Major Baker. He's got another Doctor Who history. He was in The Abominable Snowman, 1967, another second Doctor, brilliant story. Mask of Mandragora, 1976, Tom Baker. Also, I have to say, his film roles are interesting. Apparently, he was in You Only Live Twice. We've got a James Bond connection, 1967. Love it. It's such a great film. It's my favourite James Bond film, I think, Nelly. I think it is You Only Live Twice, just about. It's the first James Bond picture that I saw at the cinema when I was a wee lad. Hey, Bayek. And then he was in the Abominable Dr. Fives, Vincent Price, 1971. Fantastic. Then we've got another face you think, I've seen him before. It's Jeffrey Palmer. He plays Masters. He was in The Mutants, 1972. And of course, I've got to say, he was in The Voyage of the Damned, the Christmas 2007 special with Kylie. Oh my, you can't go wrong, can you? Not with that. I love it. He's in that. But of course, he's a very familiar face. He was in an episode of Fawlty Towers, The Kipper and the Corpse, from 1979. He was, of course, famous in a sitcom, As Time Goes By. And that ran from 1992 to 2005. It was a very established TV series. There he was. Then, the cast. Paul Darrow is Captain Hawkins. Captain Hawkins he plays. Now, Paul Darrow. Yes, the Paul Darrow. I recognise his voice straight away, even before I'd seen him. Of course, he appears again in Doctor Who, Time Lash, the Sixth Doctor story from 1985. But of course, he's really well known. Blake Seven, here we are. Blake Seven, he played Avon. Blake Seven ran from 1978 to 1981. Check that series out. We need to talk about that series a lot, and maybe we will in the future. But Blake Seven, yes, he was in that. It's Avon. So, what is the story about? Well, it's a story set on an English moorland and cave system, basically. It's a nuclear-powered cyclotron facility. All this nuclear stuff, danger, very much popular at this era. Yes, what's going on? Well, apparently, this nuclear-powered facility, there's been these power problems. They keep having these power problems up and down, and unit are called in to investigate what's going on. But of course, this leads to the aliens that they discover, the Silurians, and of course, ultimately as well, this deadly virus, which is another aspect of the story which starts to develop later on in the episodes, which is all great stuff. I mean, you've got 7 episodes, but I think they do a good job putting all those. It'd be so easy for the story to get bogged down and to get a bit, nothing's moving. But with the virus element, really adds to the story a lot. It's a great production. This absolutely love it. The Third Doctor, he's fantastic. Oh, and we've got Bessie. Yes, we see Bessie there driving around. As I say, the location work fits beautifully into the story. And you see the interesting that the Doctor, he doesn't like authority, even though he's a very he's working for UNIT, which are very authority kind of figures. He doesn't like authority much. He's very radical. He's trying to broker a peace, an agreement between humans and the aliens. And not everybody likes that idea at all. He's quite a radical character, though he doesn't look it. And he's wonderful, John Pertwee, in this again. And this, is an early story. I mean, it's only the second story. He's fantastic in the role. Absolutely love him. And I say Caroline John, I really think she's good in this as well. The whole feeling, the whole of the story is just fantastic. I can't say very that. I've got it on a DVD release. Now, it came out in VHF in 1993. It got this special release in 2008. And there it is. And then inside, got 2 discs, and the usual, full of information. Nice 2 discs with illustrations. So we've got this DVD. Now, there have been problems where the source tapes were. You had to do colorization. It's this season does suffer quite a bit, some of the episodes, with the problems they had on restoration. And you can tell, to be honest, on some bits of the tape, they've done the best they can. That's why I'm really looking forward to the Blu-ray update. If they can really improve them a bit more, it would be really interesting. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's my review, I think, really. I highly recommend this story. It's exciting, isn't it? Looking back. I've not seen this one for years, and now I'm watching it again, and I'm so pleased. Some episodes of Doctor Who I've watched a lot over the years. This is one I haven't seen as much, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and appreciated it. I really did. It's fantastic. Anyhow, that's it. That's my review. So, if you're new to the channel and want to know what I do and whatever, have a look. I do reviews of films, TV series, collecting, music, all sorts of bits and things here and there. And if you like it, please subscribe. I say it all costs no, and that helps with algorithms. Hopefully more people might get to watch my videos and like them or may not like them. I don't know, but hey, And if you've got any comments, please put those comments down. I just love reading your comments. I really do. I think it's great, fantastic. I really enjoy that. And that's it, really. Hope that you've enjoyed my review, and or maybe I'm. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm going on too much, aren't I? So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.